starts now.
Tonight, Seattle police released dramatic body camera video showing the moments an officer shot and killed a man on New Year's Eve.
You're gonna get shot!
Police say the man had a gun and took off running after being pulled over in North Seattle. Late this afternoon, Seattle police released just under 7 minutes of edited body cam video. Good evening, I'm Monique Minglavin.
And I'm Dave Wagner. That video shows a deadly traffic stop on Aurora Avenue North, and tonight several groups are raising concerns over the police investigation. We have team coverage tonight on this shooting and the investigation. KIRO 7's Michael Spears is live near where this began and ended. Michael?
Police dash cam, police body cam video. The recordings begin actually across the street outside of a business where police have pulled that man over. Next, you see him run across Aurora to where we're standing here on the sidewalk along 96th Street. And that's where he physically struggled with several officers. And up there, the balloons, the candles, that's near the spot where officers then shot and killed that man. The Seattle police dash cam video released today begins as another officer pulls up to the traffic stop. In the driver's seat of the car, according to investigators, was Yosia Falatogo. Body camera video from one of the officers shows her walking up to another officer to ask about the driver.
Or more just shady, maybe has warrants.
Falatogo then takes off running, and several officers chase him across Aurora Avenue.
You're gonna get shot! He's reaching!
This body cam from another cop shows the officer tackling Falatogo and the struggle that followed.
Drop the gun! You're getting shot! You're gonna get shot!
Seattle police slowed down the video in multiple places to show what appears to be a gun in the suspect's hand during the struggle. However, it doesn't appear the gun was in Falatogo's hands just before the shooting, with body cameras apparently recording the man's last words.
You were gonna get reaching for it!
We're not showing the actual shooting. The department's forced investigation team detectives released this picture of the loaded weapon that they said was recovered from Falatogo that had been stolen, police said, during a 2016 car prowl in Renton.
I'm good. Handcuffs! Handcuffs!
Police said they stopped Falatogo after officers saw him make an improper lane change in a car that had been flagged by the Department of Licensing as belonging to someone with a suspended license. Now, police tell us they did interview a woman who was with that man, Falatogo, ended up releasing her later. Also, as part of this investigation, police say they found drugs and cash on the man who was shot and killed here. Live in North Seattle, I'm Michael Spears, KIRO 7 News.
And KIRO 7's Gary Horker has been in touch with some of Falatogo's family. Gary, they're already wondering why the shooting is not being investigated by an outside agency.
They are asking that question tonight, and we will hear that verbally from the family members. They will all speak at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We will cover that for you. But tonight they say a brand new state law passed by Washington state voters in November requires an independent investigation here. After watching the SPD video showing Yosia Falatogo's deadly struggle with Seattle police, Falatogo's family released a statement tonight asking why, despite a brand new state law, Seattle police are handling the entire shooting investigation internally. Quote, the family of Mr. Falatogo are concerned that the investigation of this death is being conducted by the Seattle Police Department itself, contrary to the mandate of Initiative 940, that deadly force incidents be subject to an investigation entirely independent of the involved police agency.
He had a promising life. There's no reason for him not being here. He had potential to do anything he wanted to.
The day after Falatogo was killed, his grieving family gathered around the site and they questioned if deadly force was the only option.
Why could you not just handcuffing 3 people?
Tonight, a spokesman for the Falatogo family wrote, quote, city leaders seem to believe that I-940 is not yet in effect and are proceeding as before the initiative was overwhelmingly approved by Washington voters. Voters spoke loud and clear last November, passing I-940 into law by a majority of nearly 60%. 940 creates a good faith test to determine when the use of deadly force is necessary. It also requires police to be retrained in de-escalation techniques and requires independent investigations anytime an officer uses deadly force. Fally Togo's family says he was a devoted father to 2 young sons and did whatever he had to do to provide for his family, struggling to find jobs while he was on probation from federal drug charges.
He did what this world allowed him to do. The only chances they gave him was the chance to try to survive in this world. Bills have to be paid, kids have to be fed.
Late tonight, the NAACP sent KIRO 7 News a statement in writing. It says in part, quote, "It is naive to rely upon investigation conducted by the SPD, an agency responsible for the death, as guidance for a decision whether or not to file criminal charges to determine whether this," and they use the word homicide, "was excusable or justifiable." SPD has said on the record in the past it would take a federal court order for an outside agency to get involved in this. We'll ask more questions. We should have answers tomorrow. We're live tonight outside SPD headquarters in Seattle. I'm Gary Horker, KIRO 7 News.
And the Seattle Times has identified the officer who shot Fally Togo as Jared Keller. Officer Keller was hired in 2015 and was placed on administrative leave after suffering what police called a slight injury. Back in 2017, he was one of 7 officers involved in a shooting in Magnuson Park in pursuit of a robbery suspect. That shooting was also deadly.
And you can watch the full body cam video from the New Year's Eve officer-involved shooting. We've posted a link on KIRO7.com. But again, a warning, the full video contains graphic content.